Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So if you are new here, my name is Sels and you are welcome to today's vlog. And on this channel we talk about everything faith, lifestyle, beauty and everything goodness. On today's topic, I want us to bring our minds to the impacts of a father-daughter relationship. And I'm going to speak that with regards to my relationship that I have with my dad. Yeah. So I love my dad. If anybody who is in my life knows how much I value my dad in my life. Like my dad being a present father has really shaped me in different forms in a world where like there is depression, in a world where there is a lot going on in young people's mind. Like having a present father can never go unnoticed. Most of our friends who lost their father at a very young age, though the circumstance that came along with it wasn't good, so you know that if your father was to be alive, he would have gone to the moons for you. You still can hold on to that fact that your father was present at some point in your life, but then life still happened, which we have no control over. More important thing is that God in heaven is the father of the fatherless, and he is your father. Like he's the best father anybody could ever ask of. Yeah, so this particular topic is very dear to my heart, and I'm so grateful that I'm talking about it now. We are in this season of our life, we are in the adulting season of our life. Gone were the days that we were so little that we were looking up to our fathers, uncles, and our aunties. I do remember, and we were telling our aunties to buy our stuff. But now we are in that season, rather, like we are the aunties, we are the uncles, and we are the fathers, and we are the mothers. Season has changed. Like now, if your father is still alive, he is in his old ages now. So I remember one time I called my dad, and whenever I ask my dad, I'm like, Dad, where are you? My daddy will be like, I'm in this funeral. I'm like, Daddy, you like going to funerals? So he told me something like, I am in this season of my life where my classmates are dying. Like this is the season that we've grown old. People are losing their lives because of old age, which is a natural thing that happens, that comes with life. As much as we don't want that, if your father is there and you have any accolades to give them, the time is now. Growing up, I saw how my father tried his best. I do remember one day I was very ill, like I was not feeling well. I think it was about my eyes. I don't know whether I was going blind, but saying going blind is very extreme. I think something was happening to my eyes that I wasn't physically seeing. That very moment, I do remember my father just sent me to an eye center, which was basically very far away. And I do remember as a kid, I think I was around 5 years, but I do remember being on my dad's shoulders and my father walking, and I still, the footsteps of my father still resounds in my ears. And the emotion, though I don't remember the exact situation, but the emotion or what I felt as a kid then, I still feel it whenever I think about it. It makes me feel like, wow, what a beautiful that God in heaven has blessed me with. Like what a good that I have. So don't even underestimate the fact that your child is too small and he doesn't see and she doesn't hear you or whatever it is. Whatever the feelings are very strong. It can go with you wherever you are. It can grow up with you, because I do remember the kind of feelings or emotions that I was having whilst my father was taking me there. And now I can see properly. So if I was not having a presence, that who could have made that bold decision there and then that I'm taking my daughter to the hospital, do you know what would have happened? Yes, we can't stress the importance of the father-daughter relationship in our lives. I'm going to talk about topics in which my father has impacted in my life. So when I will talk about spiritual first, if you come from a Christian home, when we were little, I do remember that my father taught us a prayer that when we get afraid at any point in our lives and we don't know what to say, we should just say Jesus, Jesus, even if you don't have the words. So this is what my father taught me. And I do remember in senior high school, in junior high school, wherever I go, if I'm walking in the dark, most especially because I was more afraid in the dark. So whenever I'm walking in the dark, I'll be like, Jesus, Jesus, I get home safely as a kid. So it improved my faith in God. It really helped me spiritually. When we were going through some hardships in our lives, I do remember my father prays in front of us, he fasts in front of us, so we get to know. And then after all this prayers and fasting, Not every time the results come, but most of the time when my father gets his results of an answered prayer, we could see from the fact that my father was not having this, and he was praying, and then later on he got this. So it increased our faith in God in a sense that it increased my faith in God in the sense that when I pray, God will answer me. It's not going to be every time, and even when it is not every time, he knows what is best for me. Yeah. So spiritually, that is how it really helped me among many other stuff. Moreover, spiritually too, knowing that my father loves me that much also made me realize how what the word of God said in Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. He said that ask and you shall receive, seek and you find, knock and it shall be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and everyone who seeks finds, everyone who knocks it shall be open to. For if you men being evil know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more your father in heaven. So how my father loved me made me understand a part of God's love being our father. It made me even like not being able to fathom how the love of God is. Emotionally, my father can give you a ring most of the times, he'll be like, how are you doing? And at some point in time too, my father can be like, how is life treating you? And in that moment, if there is something bothering you, you can't help it. Because the fact is, he knows that we are fine, but he knows that we are human beings too, that at some point in time, we will have something bothering us and we wouldn't want to tell him. Just is the way he says it, it just hits you hard. And if you have something to say, you just have to just open up. And whenever I tell him, it's afterwards, it's like there is this kind of weight that have come off my shoulders. Let me bring you to when before I started driving. When we were young, my father loves it when he sees ladies driving. He'll be like, I'll be so happy to see mommy drive someday. He'll just say it this way, sometimes not directly to me, but I'm around so I hear it. And then one of the main reasons why I started driving, of course, human beings we would want to drive, especially on this part of the world. Driving is a necessity. But in Ghana, it's not like that. Mostly, when you have a car, it means that you are rich, you are wealthy. Not all the homes, not every home was having a car. And me being in Ghana, not having any resources to be able to afford a car, my money wasn't enough for me, let alone to even get a car. So that wasn't part of my plans when I was in Ghana. But when I came to this part of the world and I felt like, I have the means and I can't afford a car, why not when this man is alive? That was one of my main reasons. To show my father, to let my father see, to let my father also behold what he envisioned. That is one of the main reasons why I got a car. And immediately I got a car, he was the first person that I called, and I could see the joy. I couldn't even wait to tell him. Yeah, I was so proud that in that moment, though I didn't buy the car for him, I was just so proud the fact that what he envisioned for me, that he wanted to see me drive, is coming to pass. Like he couldn't contain his joy, and I was so happy. And sometimes I even drive and I call him on video call just for him to see, not because of anything. We being adults, we think that making our fathers proud is the fact that we have to buy houses for them, or the fact that we have to give them money every now and then. It's not like, what are the things that your father says to you? What are the things that maybe your father wants you to step up as a gentleman? Yeah, maybe your father wants you to step up in your achievements if you have the means, or if you are in a place where you are being supported. Why not? It's not the fact that you are doing what your father likes, but they just want to see you living your purpose. Emotionally, my father really helped my confidence level to move from here to there, honestly. And thinking about the fact that he's my dad makes me so happy. And now he's old, he's he's getting old, but he's seen me drive the car as he's always wanted me. This man has prayed for us, and like my father's prayers is like blood and sweat. That's what I was saying. This man will pray all his life away. Like, you want to bring your mind to the fact that your children needs you more than you think. Like, mother's love is beautiful. Mother's love is there. When you show your presence in your child's life, I tell you, I tell you, it will never go unnoticed. It has a very huge impact on your son's life or on your daughter's life. This is to say that, like, if you don't have a father and you have a father-in-law, and you can also take your father-in-law as your father, let him know how much he has helped you to give you such a good husband or such a good wife. Yeah. And this leads me to the fact that my friends Georgia and myself, we were talking about one of Alpha Hour's preachers. If you don't know about Alpha Hour is one of the preachers in Ghana. In one of his teachings, he was like, when some people get married, their spouse prevent them from seeing their families. Honestly, he was like testing to the fact that we could allow that to happen. Like your father-in-law has brought up his daughter in loving way, and you don't want him to have any relationship with him. Like, why? And your father-in-law has brought up such a nice gentleman that now you call a husband, and you don't want them to have a relationship. You shouldn't, because that man has gone through blood and sweat to take care of this lady, to take care of this gentleman. You don't want to notice him. You have to notice him, because it wasn't an easy journey. So it's not easy to take care of a child. I'm not yet there being a mother, but I can tell how hard it can be at some point in time. So it is our time now to step up, because me, I've seen how my father being present in my life has really impacted me. And as such, I pray that I'll be able to also impact positively to my children's life. Like the love goes a long way to sustain us. I love my mom. We love mothers, but father's love, like, is one kind of love. One sad thing that I never want to talk about in terms of this fatherhood is the fathers who abandon their child and leave them till whenever they want, they come back into their life, and then they try to make amendments. I'm not saying it is bad, but some people do it intentionally. They try and escape the hard part of life and then come later when everything is sorted. Like, why are you being so greedy? Some people are intentional about it. They just leave the hard times when a child is young, and then they'll come back later when the child has grown, and then he's having everything. If you don't want to step up, then personally I think you don't have to show up. Let a child know that he doesn't have any father, but you don't have to wait and come back when everywhere is so good. And sometimes too, they come and then they want everything. Being a good father is a purpose. So for us, you brought somebody in this life, you have to make sure the person's life, you have to make sure you do your responsibility as a father. I feel like this particular topic also would also be part of the Christian Girly podcast, because it needs like a conversation. These are my views, and then you can add up yours in the comment section. How has your father helped you? Like, what do you remember of your dad, if he's alive or if he's not alive, and are you grateful for that? So you can share your views in the comment section. Let us all know how your father's love has impacted your life. Every child needs their father, because had it not been my father, I wouldn't know where I would have been. I wouldn't know where to go at some point in my life. I am so honored to be his daughter. So guys, thank you very much for staying with me. I hope you enjoyed today's video too. Bye.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing